Tonight on the Evening News.
The Olympic torch relay makes its way back to the Keystone Province.
It's kind of a creepy thought.
Travelers going through the gates at Winnipeg's airport will soon be subject to a new controversial scanner.
With what they offered, I couldn't accept.
And why one Breezy Point homeowner doesn't want to be bought out by the province.
From Global Winnipeg, the Evening News with Nicole Dubé.
Hello, thanks for joining us. Peter Chura is off tonight. The Olympic torch has arrived in Winnipeg, and riding a wave of Canadian pride, Winnipeggers have lined the streets along the torch route tonight. Among them is our Nellie Gonzalez. Nellie, any sign of the torch yet?
Well, I don't see it yet, but I'm told that it's making its way on the Provencher Bridge right now as we speak. It will be carried by Winnipegger Allison Hall. Now, as you can see behind me, a small crowd has already started to form. I can tell you parts of the bridge have already shut down to make way for the torchbearer. Now, from here, the torch will continue its way through the city, down Waterfront Drive, and eventually make its way to the Forks, where a huge crowd awaits. A massive celebration will be taking place there tonight, much like the one held in Steinbach earlier today, the first major stop for the Olympic flame. The celebrations began in Steinbach, where hundreds of people waited anxiously for the Olympic torch to arrive.
Oh, I think everybody is terribly excited. It's great to be Canadian.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
The crowd erupted in cheers when the flame finally arrived, carried by Special Olympian Lenny Plett. He's one of 420 Manitobans selected to carry the torch across the province over the next 2 days.
I'm just so ecstatic and freezing.
20-year-old Amy Henderson is one of the younger torchbearers who's running 300 meters with the Olympic flame.
I've always heard about my mom telling about her experience, and I always thought that would be really cool, and then when I got the chance, I jumped at it.
An exciting tradition that has been carried on in her family.
I carried the torch in '88 in Calgary. It was one of the most exciting things I think I've ever done.
And the spirit was strong when the torch made its way to Transcona late this afternoon. It's making stops at 11 communities across Manitoba as it travels west to its final destination in Vancouver, but not before a big prairie send-off through Winnipeg. Nicole, you just missed it. It just passed me by right now. A large crowd is following the torch right now as we speak, making its way down Waterfront Drive, as I mentioned earlier. Now, a reminder to anyone that's heading out to the Forks tonight, parking is limited. I'm being told that for most people, it's better to just walk there. Now, if you want to hear more about the celebrations, I'm sure you'll get to that later. Craig Larkins is there tonight, and he'll have more information on what's taking place later this evening.
Nellie, can you describe what it was like when the torch came by?
You know what? Everyone was screaming and shouting. The mood here was definitely exciting, much like what you saw earlier in the piece in Steinbach earlier today. Allison, who was carrying the torch, she waved to our cameras as she walked by. A lot of excitement there, and it looks like the party will be continuing for most of the night here.
All right, thank you, Nellie. Hope you enjoyed the moment. All right, for those who can't make it out for tonight's festivities, there's still plenty of opportunity to catch a glimpse of the flame in the upcoming days. Tomorrow, the torch will be taken to Gimli, Peguis, and St. Laurent before it's brought back to the city Thursday morning. Starting at 8 o'clock, the relay will make its way from the Minto Armories down Portage Avenue, ending at the Royal Bank. The Olympic torch will then visit Winkler, Portage La Prairie, Neepawa, Brandon, and Verdun before it leaves Manitoba to continue its trip to Vancouver. This brings us to our CJOB Global News question of the day. How excited are you about the upcoming Winter Olympics? Vote by logging on to globalwinnipeg.com or cjob.com. Hal Anderson will have the results on his morning show tomorrow, and we'll have it here. Craig Larkins joins us now live from the Forks, where a swarm of people are waiting for the Olympic torch to arrive. Craig, what's happening there?
Well, Nicole, the party party has started down here at the Fork. As you can hear behind me, bands have taken the stage. Lots more to come this evening. The torch is expected to arrive around 7 o'clock. I heard it's just on waterfront right now, and more entertainment is on the way. Doc Walker is set to take the stage around 7:20 this evening, and then the fireworks will light up the sky around 7:45. So if you are coming down here, I recommend bundling up. It is quite chilly out here. Let's take a look at the current temperature in Winnipeg right now. We're already sitting in the high teens, and with the brisk northerly winds, it doesn't help things. It's producing wind chill values closer to the -20 mark.
The next time you're digging through a pocket full of change, look closely. You might just see a familiar face. The Royal Canadian Mint has rolled out 22 million 25-cent coins celebrating Cindy Clausen's 5 medals at the 2006 Turin Olympics. Clausen's feat at the Games was voted as one of the greatest Canadian Winter Olympic moments of all time, along with the men's and women's hockey gold medals at Salt Lake City in 2002. The speed skater's coin went into circulation today. Craig joins us again from the Forks, where Olympic torch celebrations are underway. Craig, how's it feel out there tonight?
I'm actually having so much fun down here, Nicole. Lots of people down here at the Forks. It is great to see, and as I was saying, the torch is on its way. Very chilly out there, Hero. I formed a beardsicle on my Festival beer. Let's take a
Tonight on Prime News.
Canadian pride at an all-time high. Tonight, Winnipeggers party with the Olympic torch. Plus, should we expect the full Monty every time we fly? New body scanners raise questions about privacy. And why a man in Breezy Point says he's staying put despite an order to evacuate from the province.
From the Global Winnipeg Studios, Prime News.
You're looking at the huge party that got underway at the Forks tonight. From a dazzling fireworks display to live music, it was all part of the celebration for Vancouver 2010. Hundreds of families bundled up to share in the Olympic spirit, including a number of Winnipeggers who helped carry the torch through the city.
Really, I was more concerned about my toes freezing today, so I made sure that I wore double everything. That helped. Quite honestly, the adrenaline is what gets you going, and it really gives you the momentum to carry forward.
I am very privileged. It was amazing. It's a surreal feeling that you have the torch, even for a small part of it.
Hello, thanks for joining us. All the Olympic fanfare was briefly interrupted by several protesters tonight. About 25 people blocked the torch as it was heading to the Forks from the legislature. It happened around 6:45 at Edmonton and Broadway. Police were quickly called in, putting the torch inside one of the vehicles behind the runners, while officers removed the group. Now, the majority of the day was peaceful and all about celebrating the Olympic spirit. The torch started early this morning in Steinbach, and our Nellie Gonzalez was there.
The celebrations began in Steinbach, where hundreds of people waited anxiously for the Olympic torch to arrive.
Oh, I think everybody is terribly excited. It's great to be Canadian.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
The crowd erupted in cheers when the flame finally arrived, carried by Special Olympian Lenny Plett. He's one of 420 Manitobans selected to carry the torch across the province over the next 2 days.
I'm just so ecstatic and freezing.
20-year-old Amy Henderson is one of the younger torchbearers who's running 300 meters with the Olympic flame.
I've always heard about my mom telling about her experience, and I always thought that would be really cool, and then when I got the chance, I jumped at it.
An exciting tradition that has been carried on in her family.
I carried the torch in '88 in Calgary. It was one of the most exciting things I think I've ever done.
And the spirit was strong when the torch made its way to Transcona late this afternoon. It's making stops at 11 communities across Manitoba as it travels west to its final destination in Vancouver, but not before a big prairie send-off through Winnipeg.
Nellie Gonzalez reporting. Now, if you missed all the Olympic action tonight, it's not too late. Tomorrow, the torch continues its tour heading through Gimli, Peguis, and St. Laurent before coming back into Winnipeg Thursday morning. Starting at 8 o'clock, the relay will make its way from the Minto Armories down Portage Avenue, ending at the Royal Bank. From there, the flame will light up in Winkler, Portage la Prairie, Neepawa, Brandon, and Verdun before it says goodbye to Manitoba and continues west to Vancouver. And finally tonight, what a night for the Olympic torch. We have more sights and sound from the big party. Earlier this evening, Manitoba's favorite country rockers, Doc Walker, warmed the large crowd. We leave you more with their performance.